Hey everybody, how's it going? Well, welcome back. Everybody having a nice week so far? Yeah, I sure hope so. My week's been not too bad. Yeah, pretty decent actually. Yeah, it's been interesting though. Not necessarily a bad way for me, but you see, I'll touch upon this just briefly, but several weeks ago, a good friend, very dear friend of mine, reached out to me and he explained something that had happened to him. And he lives on a beautiful property from the turn of the century, actually. And the house that he lives in was built in the 20s. Beautiful, beautiful land. A lot of palm trees and a lot of nice features. It really is kind of the last property of its type in the valley. Yeah. Yes, it is. So many people have developed so much historic properties, or a lot of the land out there. There used to be a lot of agriculture there. But this is one property that's been subdivided and sold off little by little. But there's still, 3 homes this family's owned since, the family goes back to the turn of the century. They've owned the property since 1911. Yeah. Well, sadly, the younger members of the family are decided they don't want to do it anymore. They want to sell the property, even though they promised that they would keep it in the family and just keep renting to my friend and his friend on the property. There's 2 homes that are occupied. The 3rd home was damaged in the winds of a year ago, and it hasn't been repaired. Apparently there's some insurance issues. Insurance doesn't want to pay for the damages from the windstorms, but there's a lot of things about this property that are becoming known that are really unkosher. Yeah. Well, he recently got a notice from his landlords that he has 30 days to vacate. And, he told me all about it, and we actually had a good cry over that because this property, one, is beautiful, and he's taken good care of it, and he's invested a lot of time and money into this place and making it his own. I don't want to say that people don't have the right to sell their own property. However, what's going to become of those homes? It's just they're going to be bulldozed. They're going to be demolished. And horrible modern townhomes are going to be replacing them with no yard and no charm and nothing. Nothing. I mean, their great-grandfather or grandfather planted a tree on this property that's one of the tallest palm trees on the property now. It's really tall, but he planted it back in the early 30s. There's a lot of family history there, but not everybody appreciates their family history or cares. And that's really sad to me, because if I had my family property be different, things would be a lot different. And but I can't even drive past some of those homes anymore because they're still standing, but they're different looking, and they're not the same place that they once were, where all the memories lived. Yeah. But I've been battling with this because I've been making a lot of beautiful memories on that property with my friend, and also someone very special to me who lived there briefly. And there's a lot of the early parts of our relationship were there. And I can't go to that property without experiencing those memories. And sitting there, we both were there visiting our friend, and it was very emotional. And it's I'm having a hard time grappling, or grasping the thought that it's going to go away. We sometimes get complacent thinking, oh, it's historic, it's protected, it's fine, no one's going to ever tear this down. Why would someone tear this down? It's beautiful. Greed, my friend. Pure, simple, old-fashioned, run-of-the-mill, generic greed. Yeah. Greed. The long, ugly, withered tentacles of greed. I have a big problem with greed. I really do. So does our country. A lot of people have just kind of slipped into the greed thing. Because they say, well, why should I keep this when I can make all this money and I don't have to work? There's not a lot of jobs out there. I have this property. I'll make this multi-million dollars and just live off the interest and not have to worry about money ever again. Yeah, well, I get it. I don't blame you. Who could say no to that? Right? Right. Well. Then there's our friend who loves the place, is comfortable there, has several antique cars and a beautiful collection of all sorts of 20th century items. He's created a wonderful space for himself and for his friends. And that's another reason why he's created this living environment, is for his friends to enjoy too. Yeah. So it's been a hard week. But at least I've been able to be there with her, and we could all share those memories together with him, and yeah. It's been tough. But I'm grateful for her. And the memories we'll always keep. And but it's really hard to think of that place going away. But I did give him some information of organizations and agencies to call to protect his rights, because LAHD would love to know about this situation. And there's a lot of things that have been coming to the surface that would definitely give him the upper hand in this. Now, I know property owners, and I know that they face a lot of things, and they don't have a lot of rights compared to the tenants. There's a lot of things that have been created to protect tenants from being evicted, and I would say it's very unjust for property owners, but they have to do what they have to do to protect themselves, because there's really no provisions to protect landowners. And in this climate and in this day and age, they're viewed as the enemy. I know, I understand that, but everybody has a side, right? But renting out homes for an average rental price every month, I think that's kind of the long-term, long game that would be better, just so you still have plenty of money just flowing in instead of cashing out and then divvying up the money amongst the kids, and you get a chunk, they get a chunk, whatever. But it's not my problem. It's not my fault. It's not my it's not my circus, not my monkeys. But it does hit here, because it's a special place for me, a special place for her, and of course our dear friend that lives there, and everybody that's gone through there for any kind of gathering or party. It's hitting us. We're all very hard. It's not just one person. It's definitely a ripple effect. We've all have stories, and we have things that we enjoyed about that place. It's magical. You once you walk off that sidewalk and you walk down that driveway, you're somewhere else. You're in another time. Yeah, it's true. So it's been very difficult, guys. But aside from that, the week has been good, and I've been able to spend some good time with my wonderful lady, and I'm always very blessed to have that in my life. That's right. So we have a lantern we're going to burn. Of course, we're burning our old 17, our little Rayo 17 there, our channel's mascot. But we have the big old monster here, the Defiance. Now this thing, I got some fuel in. Yeah, we got fuel in it. And we're going to light it. We're going to light this guy. That's right. That's right. And I'm going to get a match here. Let's see, I got some matchsticks, I think. Yeah. Let's do this. I want to just borrow some fire from this guy here. Come on. There we go. There we go. And then go like this. that nice? Oh, I should turn it up, huh? There you go. Now look at that. Now this, my friends, is a flame. Is that not a flame? That is what we're all shooting for, my friends. That there is the flame of envy. That is an ideal flame. It really is. That's how you want things to look when you burn a kerosene lantern. That is the prime example. As it warms up, it will adjust and increase in height a little bit. So I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. But that is really the flame that you all want. That's the flame I want. That's the flame you want. That's the flame we all strive to have in our tubular lanterns or oil lamps in general. Now, can all tubular lanterns have a flame like that? Yes and no. Depends on the size of the wick. Depends on the shape of your cone and how the burner sits in the burner cup, in the manifold. There's so many variables. And there's crows outside making a lot of noise. Stop it! That's better. But this is really what you're looking for. Now, can we get all of our antique lanterns to burn that nice? No, not really. We can try, and that's fine. You can try, but don't go to any great lengths to try and make all your flames look like that, because they will not look like that. You have different designs that provide a different type of air to your flame, to your burner, and they're all going to have different characteristics. Sometimes you're going to get little peaks. Whether you have clean tubes or your cone is perfectly shaped, and sometimes it has dents and it's wonky, and it will create a different flame style or shape because of the cone. Yeah, there's very subtle little variables that contribute to a different shape of a flame. Now, I love this shape, but I know I can't attain that shape in most of my other antique lanterns. No, I can't. Now, you might be interested to know. And this is something I actually wanted to bring up to the channel. And it just came back into my head. I forgot about it until recently. That's right. It's burning. It's burning, how to burn an antique lantern properly. And we see a lot of examples in film. And, there's a lot of films I've seen where they burn lanterns and they burn them really high. And they're dancing and smoking up your globe, They don't understand, that they're supposed to be like this. The flame is not supposed to look like a torch or a campfire. No, not at all. It's supposed to look like that, or be burning like that, where it's nice and still. Great lengths in engineering and design went into this lantern to make sure it burns like that. They're not supposed to soot up and smoke. It's not a torch. It's not a tiki torch. No. People think, they're dirty things. Well, they can be dirty things, but they can also burn very clean like that. And the misconception of a higher flame, when it means more light, doesn't work that way with these. No. You might think you're getting more light, but you will soon find out that your globe is completely clouded and dirty, and you will be getting a lot less light because of it. And also your flame will be more orange and not white like that. Yeah. You're wasting fuel. You're not being efficient. This is an efficient burn. That's what makes good, bright light. And clean light. It is. I don't smell this very much. I know it's burning. I feel the heat. But I'm not smelling the exhaust as much as you would if you had it really high. If you crank that son of a gun up and it's just smoking, you're not going to enjoy it. Guaranteed. The mosquitoes won't come near you, but you won't enjoy your experience. And in our films that we enjoy sometimes, or period films, so you see guys carrying these things around and there's smoke coming out and the globes are black and it's causing all this shadow dancing on the walls in the scene. They're like, oh, that's really atmospheric. Oh, that's really cool, you know? It's not right. People in that era didn't burn their lanterns like that because then they have to clean them, or they might even break the glass because, let me tell you, I'm right here. I feel that heat. If you crank that up higher, you're going to get a lot more heat, and that glass is going to be like, whoa, I don't think I can handle this, and it's going to crack. It's going to break. So why would anyone in that era burn a lantern like that? But directors don't know that. They don't think about that. They have an idea. They have a vision, a story to tell. And they they sat at the table by lamplight and watched the shadows dance on the walls. Or they have their reasons. They have their story, and they have the way to tell it. Okay? I've worked with Hollywood before. I know how it all pans out. I know directors have their vision, and no one can tell them anything different. Especially a little extra like me. But yeah, they get this idea, and then the experts and the set dressers and everybody, that know what they're doing, they're like, but that's not. And then like, nope, that's how I want it. It's my film. Make it happen. Okay. And then you get stuck with inaccurate burns and inaccurate things just because the director likes it better than the accurate thing. Yes. It's true. It's Hollywood, babe. It's Hollywood. But this is definitely where you want to be. This is the flame that is right, and it's perfectly balanced. Defiance lanterns, I will say, they all burned like this. Every single Defiance cold blast I've ever owned, which is a short list, they burn like this, and they burn beautifully. Yes, they do. It's a beautiful lantern. I really like this piece. It's a nice piece, and it just really burns beautifully. I've been using it as a porch light. Yeah, I've had it out on the porch and lit it at night, and it lights up my porch area very nicely. In fact, yes, it does. Quite nice. But, yeah, I like it. It's a nice lantern. Yeah. Well, I did do something a little reckless, I guess you could say. Now, shout out to Ed Eve, member in the Tubular Lantern group. He had posted something on Marketplace, and it was a very aged Dietz lantern. I'm not going to say which one. It's rather common, and you will see it in time, but it was a very fair price. The shipping was about the same price as the lantern, but Ed's a good guy. I've not bought anything from him. But I also like, what, that's a nice piece. I think I want it. And like I said in my last video, I'm going for more common stuff, but with good aesthetics. Yeah, so my gears are shifting a little bit more away from the ultra rare stuff, which I don't have a lot of per se. I mean, I have some things that are beautiful and are rare, but the multiples aren't there. I have very specific models of things that I'm keeping that are quite rare, but majority of things are on the common side. Yeah. But anyways, I'm looking forward to it. And it's going to be a fun thing to share once it arrives next week. He shipped it out yesterday. So it'll be here probably Monday, Tuesday, around there. So yeah, I'm not worried about it. So yeah. But I also have another little bit of news. That's right. Yeah. Got a little bit of news. You see, I enjoy a nice cigar, right? We all know this. We know that Rob likes tobacco, right? And he can't enjoy it out here anymore for reasons which I've already explained. However, I've been going to a lounge not far from here, very close by, just on the other side of the Monrovia-Arcadia border. And I will plug the shop because it's a good shop. They're good guys. I enjoy their company, and they enjoy my company. It's a neat spot, and they're doing well. They're doing okay. It's a nice cigar lounge, and it's called Hemingway Cigar and Lounge. It's on First Avenue, just south of the railroad tracks, north of Huntington Drive, in the city of Arcadia. And yeah, it's It's a good shop. The building's old. It's been there since the 20s or maybe early 30s. And it's very dim and nice chairs, nice atmosphere, and they play jazz. You go in there and you're listening to like Chet Baker and Charlie Parker, Lester Young, and all the greats. You're listening to some good stuff. They have a good playlist most of the time. And then there's not a whole lot of TVs. No. There's only one TV. And they're playing footage from old movies or street scenes from the 20s or 30s, 40s, or a display of an oil painting, or, autumn or seasonal type of vibes. It's pretty cool. It's neat. It's pretty neat. And they offer free coffee and fair prices on their selection of cigars. They have some very nice things. But yeah, I'm going to be working there. Yeah. I'm going to be working there a couple days a week, and I'll be bringing in a little extra money, and I can probably afford some more of these. And also maybe take a field trip or two and get some more things done to the 40 and everything and feel a little more comfortable. Things have been really tight for the last year and a half. And now I'm got a little extra job, and it's going to help me breathe a little easier. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm not going to be selling as much of things as I once did because of necessity. It'll be because I want to downsize, not because I have to. Yeah. But anyways, friends, I am very, very grateful for your subscriptions and your following my channel and you guys commenting and everything. It means a lot to me. I had a beautiful conversation just last night with my lady, and we talked about my channel. And she said some wonderful things. It made me really think. And I didn't really know this about my channel, but I guess I've reached a lot of people. And she's told me that it really indicated to her who I was. She used my channel as a way to get to know me a little bit better. And I'm glad of that. And I've made some new friends along the way. And it's a wonderful thing, guys. I'm not a typical YouTuber. And I just want to share my passion for these, or antiques in general. But I also have a nice talk. Talk about real things. Talk about things that are happening in my life that are happening in other people's lives as well. I try to be relatable, But thank you for sticking around. Thank you for continuing your journey with me on this YouTube experience. Crows and all. These damn things. Anyways, friends, thanks again. And we'll be seeing you guys in a week's time from now with another share, another lantern to burn, and more things to talk about. So, till then, we'll see you next time, same station. Good night. Sit, boo boo, sit. Good dog.